Hi everyone. It is 8:30 at night, so good evening rather than good morning. I can't pretend it's morning, it's definitely not. I have a stomach ache. I just wanted to come on here, and I've had an interesting last Thursday, Friday, Saturday, so like 4 days. 4 days, yeah. So my last shift at work was on Wednesday, and I am so prone to injury. I'm just the worst. I'm a clumsy kid. I was a clumsy kid. Sorry, I have a hot water bottle. I will get to that. That's a whole other situation. Yeah, so on Wednesday, I injured my finger. And let me just show you something, right? Okay, this is my hand. As you can see here, it is very crooked. To begin with, this is my left hand. This is my right hand. Trying to okay. Obviously this finger is just not okay. Neither are these ones. So on Wednesday, I caught this finger, this one here, in a produce crate because I'm very conscious of my wrist when I'm at work, and I was transferring the weight, and then my clumsiness overtook me. So I thought I dislocated this knuckle, but what I've come to realize is I have not. So basically, I caught my finger and I thought, oh my god, I've broken my finger, because I literally could not move it for I just kept trying for like 30 seconds, and then eventually it loosened up and I was like, okay, that's fine. So I was just wary of it for a little bit, and then it seemed fine. I went about my day doing all my jobs like normal, and as the day went on, I started to get this cramp in my kind of wrist and arm. And this is also, to be fair, not completely abnormal for me, because sometimes I do get cramp in my wrist. But I was like, you know what, I'm just going to go home and put my wrist on the hot water bottle and it's going to be fine. So that's exactly what I did. I went home, put my wrist on my hot water bottle. I ate with my left hand. My boyfriend was really nice and made dinner because brought dinner because I just couldn't, and I was glad that we had organized that before, because there's no way I was cooking dinner. I was having quite the time, and I hadn't put arnica on my arm. I realized when I'm pressing kind of in here in my shoulder when I was laying in bed that it was relieving the cramp in my arm, and I was like, that's weird. So I was telling him about that. So I called the doctor the next day because I wanted to follow up, because I hadn't had an appointment or any communication about this appointment at the hospital to have my carpal tunnel tested again. So I called them and I was explaining this to them, and I said, look, I did this thing at work, and I originally thought that maybe I jolted my wrist or something like that, but I noticed that when I was pressing a certain point on my shoulder that the cramping in my arm and wrist and everything would disappear, and today it's not there. So what I think I did was jolted my shoulder when I caught my wrist to begin with. Secondly, this has happened before where I've had this cramp in my arm, and I think there is something out with my shoulder, so I'm not sure. And I still wasn't convinced of anything about my finger yet. I was just kind of taking it easy. I realized I couldn't do that much, like I couldn't put weight on it, things like that, like I couldn't lift a plate or anything like that, and I was like, okay, it's weird. So we went into town and we bought some of this tape, and my boyfriend taped these two fingers together, so I was walking around like some weird version of Spock for a while. I know it's the other way, don't worry. Anyway, the last couple of days I have been really careful with it, and then I was just taping it at night. I called my work to tell them, because I was meant to work today, and then it is getting better each day, but I called them yesterday and was just like, look, this happened at work, and I didn't mention it because at the time I really didn't think anything of it. I thought it's fine, and then as the days went on, it just like new symptoms appeared basically. Anyway, so I didn't go into work today. My manager called me to check and everything like that, and he did mention, which triggered a thought for me. Obviously, my boyfriend was like, let me put it back. And I was like, no. Because I thought I dislocated it, right? I was like, no. I was like, please don't. I don't know why that. I can crack my knuckles all day long, but that freaks me out. So I thought to myself, because he said, you should get it put back. Like, see the doctor about it. And I mentioned I spoke to the doctor, and anyway, I said, look, I'm just going to see how it goes tomorrow, because it is feeling like I can do a little bit more with it each day. So he said, maybe you just sprained it. And I was like, it is possible. I said, look, I've dislocated so many of my fingers that I just don't, I'm not 100% sure. But the thing was, I didn't want to go into work and then be doing all of this work after resting it, and then have it be an issue where then I don't go to work for the next 2 days kind of thing, you know? Anyway, so he gave me this idea, and I thought, what if it was one of the knuckles that was already slightly dislocated before? Because when I was about 6 or 7, I fell down some concrete stairs at my school, and that's how I ended up with all these crooked fingers, except for this one here. I did a rugby ball hit it. Anyway, that was when I was about 15, 16, something like that. But I never ever had them put back in place, and we didn't even realize that they were dislocated at the time. I was young, we didn't know. This one, 100%, we were pretty sure, I was pretty sure it was, because, you know, it really sticks out. But I just refused to let my dad put it back, and we didn't go to the doctors. Anyway, so I thought to myself, I have a feeling this is one that was pre-existing, that when I managed to yank it with the crate, I'm not pulling it now, I managed to yank it with the crate, probably I just like jarred it or something like that, like an old thing, because it was bruised down the side and everything. It was definitely that knuckle. So this is what I'm thinking now, because it does feel better. I'm still going to tape it up tonight. The other thing that I had was the stomach cramps that I get every once in a while, and I haven't had them for a while, and this time was even different to normal. Sometimes it's just like one night and it's fine. Usually I'm very careful about what I eat. We used to think that it was because it was like an allergy to eggs, because that was the first time I ever got it. I've spoken to the doctors about this. They said if it's a food allergy, you need to cut out certain foods, which I do. And every time it happens, I'm like, okay, I'm not eating eggs for ages. I'm not having pineapple juice. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. Every time it happens, I think, okay, maybe it was this. I did have eggs on Thursday morning, which they were poached eggs. I did have 2 as well, and it did kind of happen Thursday afternoon, and it was consistent, but it was just as consistent, like it's a cramp around my like upper abdomen, and it kind of goes around the back. It wasn't really bad. It was just a consistent, it's very annoying. It's just bloating, and I've read some things online, because I tend to burp a lot. Sorry, too much information. I tend to burp a lot when I have it, and there was a thing that was saying that you can get this when you inhale too much air, like if you're eating and stuff like that. So I've been trying to eat really slow. So the last 4 days, it's been on and off. Like, it'll be fine in the morning. I'll eat really slow. I'll try and eat like very plain things. We'll have dinner early. I take forever to eat my dinner, all of this. And then, you know, it would always come back. And then last night, we sat there watching a movie, and I knew, we were sat there eating sweets and stuff like that. And I was like, this is either going to go really bad, and I suffered like nobody's business last night. I was tossing and turning in bed. It was like I had my knees up around my chest. I couldn't lay on my back. I couldn't lay on my stomach. I could only lay on my left side, which was interesting. I had my fingers taped up. Oh my God, it was like a whole thing. Anyway, so today it was okay until probably, I don't know, maybe about 6, and then it came back again. So I need to call the doctors about that again tomorrow, because she did give me this app, and she said to track what I'm eating, but I don't know if it's something that I'm eating in particular. I don't think that's it. I think it's because the things that I assume it is, I stop eating, it'll still happen eventually. I'm not surprised because of the eggs, but I really thought today was better. I thought it was gone. Oh my god. But anyway, so I need to call the doctor about that tomorrow. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys an update. Like I said, when things happen to me, they really, really happen to me. I never just have one thing at a time. It is always like multiple things. And like my manager asked me at work, he's like, "It's the same hand as your wrist?" I said yes. I also have a physio appointment on the 18th. Because that's what the doctor decided. That way they can have a look at my shoulder and everything like that, because I do have kind of like, I have quite a decent range in it, but I don't know, I just think there's something that's not quite right. And as far as my stomach goes, I don't know whether it's yeah, I just don't know what it is. The things that I'm eating, I'm not eating super spicy things. I'm eating quite well. Like when we've had dinner the last few nights, it's either been like rice. I did have fish. I thought that might have irritated it because I don't usually eat fish. And then we had chicken last night. We had chicken the night before. It was all very basic, like rice and like veggies and things like that. Nothing extravagant. During the day I was having like raisin toast. I had a Jamaican patty. It was all very unexciting things, you know, so I don't know. So I'm going to call the doctor about that tomorrow and see. But yeah, I just thought, let's call this a health update because things are happening. But anyway, I'm back at work on Tuesday. This should be fine because I can move it a lot more now. The knuckle doesn't seem to be causing me any issue. I'll probably go back and he'll be like, yeah, it was probably a sprain, Ronnie. And I'll be like, yeah. Anyway, embarrassing. Sorry about that. So yeah, so anyways, I just wanted to share this with you, give you guys a bit of an update. I hope you enjoyed it, liked my little story. If you had these stomach cramps or whatever, hot water bottle, always, I put it like on my back and it just helps so much because, oh my God, I can't deal. Last night, I was literally, if I could have got up to go and get a hot water bottle, probably I would have. But I was just like, if I get up and I like stretch out my abdomen, it's just gonna like hurt even more. And everything, when I got up to go to the toilet, and this is when I realized that everything was hurting again. It was like the muscles, I was trying to stretch and all the muscles just like tighten up. It's so bizarre. So yeah, I really need to sort that out. But anyway, I hope you guys are having a better week. Don't forget to subscribe, give it a big thumbs up, and hit the notification bell as well. I promise they'll be more interesting than this most of the time. So anyway, bye guys.